episode 668 of Good Luck High Five.
You're listening to a podcast that's for you if you play Magic the Gathering, whether you're the avatar or not.
I'm one of your hosts, Maria.
I'm another one of your hosts, Megan.
And I'm dang excited for this pre-release this weekend.
I am prepared to not get fire bent out of shape no matter what my rares are.
Oh, hey, that's a good attitude, you know?
Yeah. You got to be happy no matter what they are.
Everyone, we're so excited because this weekend is the Avatar pre-release coming to a local game store near you. And we're going to have Judge Rob on the show today to tell us all about the tricky new rules, mechanics, and cards from the set that might trip you out and trip you up.
Get tripped out.
When you play at your game store, we want you to go in prepared. And this couch we're still on the couch, by the way, in our studio.
Yeah, absolutely.
Feels so empty without Tyler here. I feel like I've got the whole thing to myself. I might need you to
only for a moment longer, though.
Appa me daddy while I don't have someone sitting next to me.
There you go.
Thank you.
Appa, Maria is now joined by Flat Appa.
He is so flat.
He's so flat.
He's a pillow pal. And he is a pal,
Yeah. So Judge Rob is going to be here.
Yes.
And he's going to walk us through the rules and mechanics. But before any of that happens, we have some people to thank for making this episode, and in fact, all of our episodes of Good Luck High Five and Commander Arcade possible. And that is you, the patrons of this show.
Yes, we are so thankful to each and every single one of you. And also, you get awesome benefits by becoming patrons. We've got patrons. Patron is starting as little as $2 a month up to $20 a month. You get episodes before anybody else. You get longer episodes with cool producer segments where we kind of go behind the scenes and say what we really feel about what's going on in Magic and our lives. It's very fun.
And often movies, like a lot of times in movies.
Oh, yeah.
We have a very special surprise coming up for our patrons.
Oh, we sure do. Oh my gosh, everybody. Do you want to tell them about it now?
Wow.
Should we? Well, we'll hold on. We'll hold on to it for one more week.
Well, all right. We're going to keep that cat in the bag.
Cat under our hat.
One more week.
But we do have a special surprise coming up for patrons next week. So if you want to make sure that you're ready to go, you can become a patron now and you'll have access to it when we announce it next week.
Yep. Thank you to a patron who upped their pledge, Owl Mage.
Yay, Owl Mage!
Thank you, Owl Mage. You have owl my gratitude.
Hey, Owl Mage, you're a hoot. Thanks for becoming a patron. That's like, my pun was on the level of Valentine's Day cards that kids give each other, at school.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, do you remember those? And the puns and stuff on them were just so
obvious.
Bad.
Yeah. But the ones that I haven't thought about getting Valentine's cards in school for forever.
Yeah.
It was fun, though.
It was, because you got to decorate your little Valentine's gift box however you wanted.
Yeah, those were so great.
I loved doing that. And it was a contest, if I remember, in some of my grades for the best designed box.
Oh, I don't think we ever had a contest.
It probably was, slightly sad for some people. So maybe it's good that not everybody did that. But I remember, too, I would spend hours agonizing over which of the pre-written Valentines would go to which person.
I was thinking just picking the Valentines that you bought.
Oh, well,
right?
Yeah, that too. That was important. Yes.
There were so many.
Because who did you give you're a hoot to? That's pretty safe.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I have a crush on you.
Doesn't mean anything.
Right, exactly. So you can give that to whoever.
Oh, no, you just said that to a patron and I just said it didn't mean anything.
No, it just means you're fun and fun to be around. It doesn't mean we have a romantic connection, Owl Mage. I'm sorry if you felt that way. But then you could give that to Daniel with the rat tail and it would be okay. Because we weren't into him. But if you gave one too that's like Valentine, you make my heart skip a beat or whatever. That was, you had to really think about who you're giving that one to.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wonder if everybody was like this, or if
I don't think I was. I think I just handed them out, man.
That's the truth. Nobody
was reading into the pre-written Valentines.
We should bring this tradition back in adulthood.
Well, you are all our Valentines.
Oh, you are. In November.
In November. You're our turkey Valentines.
Oh, that's pretty cute.
It's pretty good.
Wow.
I love that actress from the 30s.
Turkey Valentines. Man, she was great. She was risque, showed some ankle.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. She was cool.
There's turkeys wandering all over Minneapolis, by the way. And I'm just like, you are all pressing your luck in this month, let me tell you. Someone's just going to step on the gas when they're like,
No.
I need a free dinner coming up near the end of the month. Megan, do you know which avatar bundle you're going to be at the pre-release? Because the pre-release bundles, you have to choose which kind of bender you want to be.
I have not begun to consider it.
I know. Isn't it kind of difficult choice?
That is really tough.
I know.
I think my heart says Toph.
Yeah, you want to be earthbending.
I think I want to be earthbending.
You want to make those burly boys.
Yeah. I mean, Toph's one of my favorite characters.
Oh, okay. I have
love
not
Toph.
yet met Toph, so
Oh, she's great.
I am very excited for that day to come.
Yeah. All right, Maria, let's get Judge Rob in here.
Let's do it. And Appa, I guess you can sit wherever your heart desires once he gets on the couch. You just let us know. Well, friends, we have Judge Rob joining us. Welcome to the show, Judge Rob.
Hi, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be on the show for the first time.
Yeah,
And,
for the first time ever. Yes, that is true.
Never been here before.
Wow, first time on the couch as well. How are you feeling?
In contrariness to the joke, this feels like old home week. Remember when we used to record on your couch and your
Oh man.
at the
Yeah.
front porch?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Well,
sure
the front porch episodes, those are goated for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
When Rob said that earlier, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Time is a circle.
Time
Yep.
is a circle.
We all
back.
return from whence we came.
All we need to do is move this office to a kind of an outside location.
Yes. All we need is
Next
to make
goal.
this someone's home.
Yeah, and then put some windows up on it, get some trees and some air. There we go, and we'll be on a porch again.
Crazy.
Well, Rob, you've joined us to talk about Avatar: The Last Airbender, the pre-release coming up this weekend, tricky cards, new mechanics, returning mechanics, and all the rest of it. But before you begin, you generally start with a PSA, but Megan has co-opted you.
Yes.
Yeah, Megan stole my PSA again. I'm very
I
happy.
did steal the PSA.
Wow.
Here's my PSA. You can steal anything.
Wow, I guess.
Which also means
can
that
steal
anything
most
can be
things.
stolen. So pay attention to your
watch
stuff.
out. So watch out.
Well, that's true. We know that better than a lot of people here in this cursed office building, unfortunately.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that's not the PSA.
Oh. Okay. Sure.
Although take it as you
It could
want.
be.
My PSA is you're never too old to learn something.
Wow, that's so
Right?
true.
Just go if you wanna pick up a new skill or hobby, just go do it. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't.
Yeah.
Just I feel like sometimes it's easy to be like, oh gosh, should I really commit to trying something new? This many years in? The answer is just yeah.
What did you learn, Megan? I feel like you've learned something recently.
Well, as you know, and not listeners of the show know,
Yeah.
I'm about to begin professional
yes.
wrestling classes.
How do Rob?
That's news to me.
Reaction.
That's news to you.
I'm. Oh, do you want me to?
Yeah, just
you want me
adjusting
to
your
be more
microphone.
mic'd?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm excited, cautious. No,
Great.
I'm not cautiously optimistic. Like,
When
I'm
Megan
like-
told me this, I was like, that is the most correct thing I've ever heard in my whole life.
yeah, it's one of those like, A, they have classes that surprises me.
Yeah.
And B, I wouldn't really necessarily expect you to be taking them because you probably could teach a large portion of them, right? Isn't professional wrestling
it is
like
a lot
just
of
improv
stage
with
combat.
Like, seriously,
physicality?
It's
Yeah.
basically
could for
improv
sure-
stage
You
combat.
can for sure teach about that kind of stuff in these. I think that
Yeah.
will be an offering you give them once you infiltrate the ranks.
Well, yes, I'm very excited. But that's, you know what? I feel like a lot of people, I was like, wow, am I too old to do this? And I was like, I don't care. The answer is no. I'm making the answer no.
Absolutely.
So,
No.
go on out there and learn something new if you want.
Yeah.
I recently became aware of, this is going to sound like the nerdiest thing I've ever said, was that there's this guy who kind of originated and made famous the role of Don Quixote in The Man of La Mancha. And he was 43 when he
Wow.
started this role. And he did that role for more than 2,000 performances. And his recording of him on the Ed Sullivan Show singing it, I truly suggest you look it up because it is just truly breathtaking. And he was kind of just like an actor struggling to make it, and then he landed this role and he made his life out of it, turned it into Emmys, Tonys, all sorts of like stuff on TV that he did. He did an episode Columbo, which is why I like ended up knowing this fact.
Yeah.
But I was like, this guy's 43 and he's becoming Broadway famous. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Jesus was 30 something. Think about it.
I don't want to walk that path.
Yeah, but became pretty famous. Anyway, Rob, we're not talking about Avatar, so why don't we turn our attention to talking about Avatar?
We could talk about Avatar. Aang was like 12.
Yeah.
So,
he got him.
He's on the other
train
side.
earlier, yeah.
You're also young enough to learn stuff.
Yep.
Speaking of learn.
Speaking of learn, so I want to talk about a couple of returning things that are going on in this set, because this set is full of like magic mechanics that are making their way back for great effect.
Yes.
I think. Lessons are in this set, and there's no learning, just lessons.
Yeah.
So
Interesting. Sounds like my school career.
Yep. So learn was a mechanic from Strixhaven, and it lets you find lessons, and we don't care about it. Lesson is a spell subtype. It goes on instants and sorceries. It does nothing. It is on its own. It does nothing. There's all these cards that refer to lessons, that do things with lessons. They just care about it. It's like a creature type. It has no mechanical effect on its own.
Right.
There's another similar one, or there's two other similar ones. Ally, which also has no mechanical effect on its own. Things care about things being allies, just like things care about being goblins, or care about being merfolk, or care about being, brushwags. Or the shrine enchantment type. And this one I really want to call out because it's important. There are 5 shrines. Every time they print shrines, they tend to print a cycle of them, 5 of them. This is an enchantment type. So it shows up on enchantments. It is not a creature type.
Yeah.
If something tells you to choose a creature type, you can't choose shrine. Shrine is like aura. It is like saga. It is an enchantment type. It's not tied to creatures in any way. It's only tied to enchantments. Those are the 3 types that are coming back. Other sets in the past cared about them. Original Kamigawa cared about shrines. Kamigawa Nia Dynasty cared about shrines. And then this cares about shrines. Allies were originally in Zendikar, and then Zendikar, and then Zendikar, and then here. So you'll see stuff in the past that referred to allies. And the allies here just behave totally different from old allies, if you remember how they behaved. This makes a bunch of ally tokens, and then have creatures that care about whether or not things are allies. And Exhaust is the other mechanic that might not be familiar to people. It was only in Aether Drift, and now it's coming back. And I think Exhaust has an inexhaustible amount of design space. It's going to come back set after set.
Nice.
Exhaust means that when you activate this ability, you can only activate it once in the whole game. And things with Exhaust either put counters on themselves generally so that this has some counters, I probably exhausted it. Or they do something so outrageous that you're like, yeah, I remember whether or not I did this thing. Like the legendary saga that transforms, that has Exhaust on its backside, has Waterbend 20 as its cost, and you take an extra turn. You remember if you Waterbend.
I'll remember Waterbend 20.
I'll remember.
But that is once per game for that object. If you get a new thing with Exhaust, the Exhaust is different for that thing. You've exhausted that first thing that you used, not the second thing that has Exhaust on it. New mechanics. So there's only 4, right?
Yeah.
There's 4 new mechanics, and they're from the show. Apparently.
What on earth could they be?
Yeah, what on earth could they be? So you talked about them all last week. They're firebending, waterbending, earthbending, and airbending. And so I don't think that we needed – went over them really, really thoroughly last week. We don't need to go over them too much. Firebending is when you attack, you add mana equal to the firebending number, and that mana doesn't go away until end of combat. Waterbending is a cost. It can show up as all sorts of types of costs. There's a ward Waterbend 4. It always shows up as a generic mana. It says that you can tap creatures or artifacts to pay for this cost. There's an artifact from Bloomburrow that has the same kind of thing on its activated ability. Mm-hmm. But this is improvise plus convoke on any type of cost. The one thing to note with waterbending is other costs can't be waterbend. So if there's something that says that activated abilities cost an additional 1 mana to activate, that is not part of the waterbending cost.
Oh,
so you can't waterbend it.
Yeah.
And so if there's if there's other additional costs on top of it, like there's a thing that says pay 5 mana, waterbend or it's like waterbend 5 and then casts a spell from your hand without paying its mana cost. If that spell has additional costs like Kicker, there's a couple of Kicker cards in this set, those additional costs aren't part of that. They're a whole separate cost that's on it.
Gotcha.
I can't just waterbend my creatures to get more mana like out of my hand.
The earthbending does 3 things, and this one I actually want to talk about a little bit in detail. So anytime you see earthbending, it's a target. That chunk expands out to target a land. So you target something. If it's an activated ability or if it's triggered ability, it'll have a target even if you don't think it says target. If it just says earthbend 4, that means you targeted something. And then it'll do 3 things at the time that ability is resolving or that spell is resolving. First, it animates the land and gives it haste. Then it puts counters on it. So if something says when you put counters in a creature, it already turned into a creature. That first part that animates it also sets a power and toughness at that point. So it makes it a creature, sets a power toughness, then you put counters on it. Then the third thing it does is it sets up a delayed triggered ability. This isn't an ability it grants to the land. That land didn't get any additional abilities as a result of earthbending. It sets up a delayed trigger. So there are some cards I'm going to talk about that like remove abilities from lands. The earthbending delayed trigger is when this land is either put into the graveyard or sent to exile, return it to the battlefield. It'll come back without counters. It'll come back without being a creature. And it only works if it goes to those places. If you send it to hand, to library, it doesn't, or you ante it. Or send it to the command zone. I could figure out a fancy way to do that. But
I'm sure you could,
yeah, then you don't get the earthbending trigger. And that's a triggered ability that then puts the land back onto the battlefield. So, but that trigger isn't tied to the land having abilities. It's just set up as a part of earthbending. The reason that this is a little bit important is because of airbending, which exiles something, and then they may cast that. Whoever owns that object that got exiled can be cast. Airbending lands is a thing that you're going to do.
Oh,
right?
boy.
Because if you earthbend a land and something says airbend any number of target creatures, you get to airbend them. So you send them away. You can't cast lands. However, earthbending has your back because it says when you exile them, return them to the battlefield. If you earthbend a land, the land is going to come back immediately. So, which is not necessarily immediately obvious if you look at these. When I looked at airbending, I was like, oh, there's a lot of earthbending in this set.
Yeah.
You're going to get to destroy a lot of lands. Then I reread earthbending, and I'm like, oh, no, somebody thought about this. The lands just come back.
Yeah.
You clear out the counters on them, which is pretty nice, but they do come back.
You don't got to
right
pay
away.
2 because you just can't. That's not
right. Well, it's not that you can't pay 2, it's that you can't cast lands. And so specifically airbending says cast it.
Right.
So if a land is animated from some other source, let's say that it's a Restless Vine Stalk or whatever, or a Restless Ridgeline or whatever. There's that whole cycle of ones that were just printed. Then you animate that land and they airbend it away. Then it's gone. You can't cast it. It just lives in exile now.
Really?
Yep. Because you can't cast a land.
Goodbye forever.
Wow.
Goodbye forever.
And so airbending their animated lands, pretty good.
Pretty good.
So,
Jeez. All right.
as long as they're not earthbent. Earthbent lands are safe.
Yeah, so if people want more of an in-depth explanation, like Rob said, we did talk about it last week, so you can check out that episode. But what we're going to do now is go into individual cards and talk about some individual cards that might trip you up.
Yeah, it's stuff that I read through and I was like, oh, these aren't necessarily obvious what they do here.
The first one you have is very cute, I must say. Beetle-Headed Merchants, which is 4 and a black for a 5/4 human citizen. Whenever this creature attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, draw a card and put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. What a cutie.
Yeah, it's bug with a job, which is just like everything that you ever want out of a card, right?
Rob's
Bug
got my
with a
number.
job.
So other thing that comes up a lot in this set, I've talked in the past about reflexive triggers. So if there's a triggered ability that does a thing and then says when you do, that makes a second triggered ability. There are some cards in the set that have reflexive triggers and some that are all one big long trigger. This is one big long trigger. This says if you do. So it's all part of that same triggered ability. So when this attacks, trigger goes in the stack. and your opponent has to choose whether or not they're going to respond. If they don't respond, then you get to sacrifice a creature, and then you get the rest of it. If you do, draw a card and put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. That's all part of the effect. The sacrifice, the draw card, the put a counter.
So your opponent could potentially intervene and take away a creature that you might want to sacrifice.
They could take away one that you want to sacrifice, but what they can't do is let you sacrifice and then deal 4 damage to your merchants in order to kill it.
Right.
It'll go up to being 5 before they get the chance to respond. And so be aware that when that trigger goes in the stack, you aren't going to get a second opportunity to interact. There's a bunch of these. You have to look at them very carefully. Some say, do this thing. When you do this thing, trigger. Some say, do this thing. If you do this thing, do other stuff. Anything that says, when you do, makes a second trigger. Anything that says, if you do, it's all part of the same trigger. They can't respond in the middle.
I got to say, I didn't know that, Rob.
It is stupendously annoying, and I hate it.
It sounds annoying.
We've learned today.
Yeah, I really wish that they would. So there's gameplay reasons to template things like this. So same with intervening if triggers. There's gameplay reasons to do this because you don't want to blow people out because there's so much airbending in the set. Because what you could do is like wait for them to sacrifice the thing, then airbend the Beetle-Headed merchants in order to clear it out now that they've paid to make it bigger or whatever. And it's really frustrating because they decided to do both. And so this is my old man yells at Cloud about these mechanics because I like them.
Yeah.
But like you invented reflexive triggers to behave like this on this card. You have a trigger that looks like it pays a cost, does an effect. So it should behave like an activated ability where you pay a cost, do an effect. But triggers don't normally behave like that unless they're reflexive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to talk about our next card here. Cunning Maneuver.
Yeah.
1 and a red for an instant. Target creature gets +3/+1 until end of turn. Create a clue token.
Yeah. So this has a single target, and I've talked about this a lot in the past. If the target isn't there when this resolves, so if they airbend it, you don't get the clue. This is also
rough.
It's very rough. Because it has a single target and it won't resolve if the target isn't legal.
Sad.
The other thing to note is if this set is fairly extensive about clue creation, the one thing it doesn't do is investigate.
You're not investigating.
You are not investigating. You are just
making a
clue. So if anything triggers when you investigate, like you have a bunch of Murderers at Karlov Manor cards that say when you investigate, do a thing. Sorry.
Rough.
This set does not interact with it. That's rough, buddy. And so,
Maria, have you gotten to that point in the show
I
yet?
haven't, but I thought it was a point for sure because everyone on our Commander Arcade was commenting that's rough, buddy. And I'm like, oh, that's got to be a thing.
Yeah,
that is a thing. I haven't watched the show. I've only interacted with it through memes. And so I probably should watch the show.
It's so good.
I mean, I'm just waiting for when the Hog Monkeys come because
I was going to say, here's our next card.
I'm
the
interested.
Hog Monkeys are next, in fact.
Hog Monkey, 2 and a black, creature Boar Monkey. It's a 3/2. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it gains menace until end of turn. This is one of the few cards with exhaust.
Yep.
Exhaust 5. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on this creature.
Yep. I just wanted to call this out as an exhaust card that you're going to see a lot because this is a very reasonable black creature and it'll give itself menace randomly.
Same.
It's so random of me.
And it targets a thing and it needs to have a counter at the time the target goes in the stack. So you can't try to trigger this because it says target creature control with a +1/+1 counter.
Right.
So it needs to have a counter before you get into combat, basically. You can exhaust this at instant speed, though. There's no limitation on the speed of exhaust. So you can firebend to exhaust your Hog Monkey. What are we saying?
What has Magic made us
You
say?
You can firebend to exhaust your Hog Monkey.
I'm going to post this in r/brand new sentence.
Magic has always had things like that.
God. Yeah. Sorry, but Hog Monkey's an all-timer, I got to say.
Yeah.
It's
absolutely.
really good.
I mean, the name of this next card, also an all-timer. I do love it. How to Start a Riot.
Yeah. How to Start a Riot is red and 2 for an instant lesson. Target creature gains menace until end of turn, and creatures target player controls get +2/+0 until end of turn. Now, unlike Cunning Maneuver, this has 2 targets. It targets a creature and a player. So if they kill the creature, your creatures, probably targeted yourself for the second half, which is why it's templated like this.
If they kill their creature and they kill you, though,
yeah,
your spell's not resolving,
right.
And that's your biggest problem.
Yeah, right. Your biggest problem is you're not in the game.
Path to Redemption. So this is white and 1 for an enchantment aura with enchant creature. It says an enchanted creature can't attack or block. 5 mana, sacrifice this aura, exile enchanted creature, create a 1/1 white ally creature token, activate only during your turn. So one thing I like to remind people on auras that you usually play on your opponent's creatures, because you usually play this on their creature, it's still your aura. It'll look like on Arena, it'll go to their side of the battlefield. When you're playing in paper, you put it on their creature on their side of the battlefield. They don't control this. They can't activate it. You activate it. You're activating it, which means you get the token. They can't redeem their creature, for
They're like, my token now.
Token.
Yay.
The path to redemption is yours alone.
Yeah. You get redeemed by exiling their creature. Like, I don't know if this plot-wise works out, but it's it's a thing, and you get the token as a result of it by redeeming their creature. It's just not necessarily obvious if you don't play with a lot of auras.
So Good Luck High Five had a preview card that I called the Johnny's for damage, but now I'm seeing another a Johnny's for damage.
This one is truly a Johnny's for damage.
Yeah, this is a Johnny's for damage. It's Razor Rings, white and 1 for an instant. Deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. You gain life equal to the excess damage dealt this way. Excess damage is, I don't even know if you want to call it a mechanic. It's a thing that the game cares about all of a sudden. Since Ixalan 2 returned to Ixalu. And so
Twixalan.
Yeah, excess damage looks at the toughness of the creature, and if you put more damage on it, including damage that was already marked on it. So the way that you can get maximum value out of Razor Rings is if you block a creature and don't kill it, and then finish it off with Razor Rings.
Oh.
This is the way to get the maximum value. So if they attack you with a 3/3 and you block with a 2/2, 2 damage will be marked on it. Razor Rings you can then use to deal 4 damage to it after your 2/2 deals the 3 damage. And then you dealt 3 excess damage. That was 3 damage above whatever damage was left to kill it, counting the marked damage. So you can get the most value possible from Razor Rings by blocking and not killing a creature.
Love that.
And it's still a attacking creature or blocking creature. After attacks or blocks happen, there's an end of combat step where you get the chance to play spells or abilities. So
nice.
This is a little tricky to be able to get maximum value, but I think you can. And there's a couple other excess damage type spells that exist in the set, but this one I actually like this design. I think that this is the best use of excess damage on like a common or uncommon card. So Accumulate Wisdom. Accumulated Wisdom's blue and 1 for an instant lesson. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of those cards in your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Put each of those cards into your hand instead if there are 3 or more lesson cards in your graveyard. So it kind of just edits the previous sentence. Read the whole card all the way through to figure out what Accumulate Wisdom actually does. So become wise in reading cards to figure out what it does. And it doesn't count itself, because the last step of a card resolving is it going to the graveyard. So despite it being a lesson, it doesn't count towards that 3 lesson total. If it's your 3rd lesson, you still only get to get 1 card out of your Accumulated Wisdom.
I'm looking forward to getting 3 cards out of this card.
This is a draft me card, right?
Absolutely.
You see the first Accumulate Wisdom and you're like, am I committed to this plan yet?
Oh, yes,
You see
I
the
am.
second one and you're like, Megan's sitting to my left.
I took the first one.
Yeah, she took the first one.
You're getting cut.
So yeah, I should probably cut her off, or maybe I should just let her have it. It's fine. That means that she'll wheel something else for me.
Azula on the Hunt you have up next, which is 3 and a black for a 4/3 legendary creature human noble with firebending 2. Whenever Azula attacks, you lose 1 life and create a clue token.
I love this card. You can immediately just ship your clue with Azula.
Yeah,
it's
wonderful.
Great. She always gives you something to firebend with. She's basically like a better version of when she attacks, draw a card and lose a life, because you can choose to also keep the clue and cast some other spell. And you can do this after they declare blockers. So they get to, this fakes having a trick. This does all the things. You can chip clues at instant speed. Just be aware. And you aren't obligated to spend her on the clue either. Bumi, King of Three Trials.
I saw this episode. It was cute.
What was the cutest thing about it?
The bunny.
Yeah.
But also what's his name? Flopsie.
Yeah.
Flopsie.
He's later on my list.
Oh, great.
So Bumi, King of Three Trials, green and 5 for a 4/4 legendary creature, human noble ally. When Bumi enters, choose up to X, where X is the number of lesson cards in your graveyard. Put 3 +1/+1 counters on Bumi is the first option, or target player scries 3, or Earthbend 3, which also has a target. So Bumi, when Bumi enters, the triggered ability goes in the stack. That is their last chance to remove lessons from your graveyard to stop the number being higher is while Bumi's on the stack. If Bumi enters the battlefield, this is going to go on the stack, and the number of lessons is determined at the time the trigger goes in the stack because it has a bunch of modes and targets that you have to pick. So it's immediately at the time that the trigger happens. And it has 2 targets, so they're not going to be able to stop it unless they both somehow can kill you, kill the player that you're trying to have scry, and also the land that Earth bends. So you're probably going to get the counters on Bumi if you have multiple things.
Man, blue-green lessons. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be a. I think that every deck's going to have a lot of lessons in it. There's so many lessons in this set. It's like twice as many as Strixhaven, I feel like.
But no learning.
Combustion Man. Check him out. He's Combustion Man.
3 red
Particle
for
Man. Particle Man. Just
I
making
knew.
sure you knew. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I knew. 3 red for a legendary creature, Human Assassin, a 4/6. Whenever Combustion Man attacks, destroy target permanent unless its controller has Combustion Man deal damage to them equal to his power.
Yeah.
Woof.
Yeah. Do you want to light things on fire? He's how you assassinate people in red. Like,
This card's cool.
Yeah,
I
he
like
just
that it's like
threatens you.
Combustion Man is
Yeah.
doing it. You know,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
you. It's Combustion Man.
It's Combustion Man.
So he targets a thing, and then they get to make a choice at the time this resolves. And he says, would you like to take damage? And if they say, no, I don't want to take damage, the thing is destroyed. That is past the point of no return at the time that they're making that choice. So nobody else in the game knows what's going to happen until that resolution happens, and then they're stuck. They could sacrifice it, and he can destroy any permanent. So he can destroy Earthbent lands. He can destroy anything. So
Spooky.
yeah, I might build a commander deck for this guy. He seems great and very
Spooky
fun.
dude.
Dai Li Agents. This is green and 3 for a creature human soldier, and it is a 3/4.
green, black, 3.
Green black 3. Sorry,
That's okay.
green black 3 for a creature human soldier, and is a 3/4. When this creature enters, Earthbend 1, then Earthbend 1. Whenever this creature attacks, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is the number of creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them. Blah. So the first ability is what I want to talk about. So you remember how I said Earthbend has target packed inside of it? This is multiple instances of the word target in a single ability, which is weird. Each instance of the word target could target the same thing. So you can target the same land twice, Earthbend 1 it, and then Earthbend 1 it, and your opponent knows that when the triggered ability goes in the stack.
Yeah.
And so they know whether or not you're targeting 2 lands to get 2 different ones, or 1 land to get 1 and 1. And it is technically 2 instances of putting a counter on a thing if something cares about counters being put on. You do the thing, then you do the thing again. So this is a very strange card. It is not immediately obvious that even if you read the reminder text, which says to Earthbend 1 target land you control becomes a 0/0 creature with haste that's still a land. It's not immediately obvious that means that each of these could target the same land.
Yeah, you can make a 2/2 if there's no
you can make a
counters on it if you want, or you could spread it out.
Yeah, you
or
can spread it
whatever.
out, but it's not immediately obvious exactly what's going on here, even from the reminder text. So it's just weird. Earth Kingdom General. Earth Kingdom General is green and 3 for a creature human soldier ally. It's a 2/2. When this creature enters, Earthbend 2, so target a thing, animate it, put 2 counters on it. Whenever you put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on a creature, you may gain that much life. Do this only once each turn.
I was gonna say the last card, but then I was like, never mind.
Yeah, no. And this is why. Because, so, Earth Kingdom General's triggered ability here, you can decline it. and then it will trigger again. So if you have something that's going to earthbend 1, but later in the turn you're going to earthbend 5, you can decline the first trigger. You can say no to the
you may gain that much
You
life.
may gain that much life, but you do that life gain only once each turn.
Yep.
It'll still trigger every time this happens, but you only get to get the life from it once. And so with the earthbending from the Dai Li Agents, you get to pick which one of those you're getting the life from, but you can't get it from both. Because you put the counters on and then you put the counters on.
Right.
As separate events that happen in the game.
Love the art on the next card, Ember Island Production. Very good.
This I've seen bits of from the show, and I think it's incredibly funny because they put on like a play
It's
about
very
themselves.
good. Yes.
Like,
They don't put it. They go and see a play about themselves.
Oh, I love that.
Got it.
It's very good.
I can't wait till someone does the good luck high five play, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, somebody comes up to us at a Magic Con and then puts on a podcast of us at us.
Yes. Incredible.
I dare you.
I'll stay there for it.
Yeah. Blue 3 for a sorcery. Choose one. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it's not legendary, and it's a 4/4 hero in addition to its other types. Or create a token that's a copy of target creature an opponent controls, except it's not legendary and is a 2/2 coward in addition to its other types.
Very funny.
So this card does some non-obvious things with Earthbent lands. What do you think you get? Say that you have a land that's Earthbent and has like 4 counters on it right now, and you target your own land with the first mode.
I get an 8/8.
No.
I get. Okay. It's my land.
Yes.
And it's Earthbent.
Yes.
And it has some counters on it.
Yep.
And I'm like, I pick this.
Yep.
I just get the land.
Yep.
It happens to be a 4/4, but it's just a land. It can't attack.
It isn't even a 4/4.
Oh, it's just a land.
Yep, it's just a land.
All right.
Anything that adds, it doesn't say it's a
it doesn't say
creature.
creature.
It doesn't
Yeah.
say it's a 4/4 hero creature in addition to its other types. It just says it's a 4/4 hero in addition to its other types.
But if it's Earthbend, it's not. It doesn't
It
get
got
creature?
animated. It got temporarily animated. Copying things only copies the base qualities of the object.
Oh.
And so you copy just whatever the base values of the land are. Then it says, hey, this thing, it's also a 4/4 hero. And the land's like, I have no idea what a hero is or what a 4/4 is. And the card's like, cool, buddy. You're fine. Go on your way.
Wow, that's wild. I would 100% have played this
Yes.
incorrectly.
Yes. You're going to target your own Earthbent land, and you're going to be like, great, I'm going to either get something big or at least I'll get a 4/4.
No.
You will get neither of those things.
You just get a land.
Yep. And then you're going to Earthbend that land later, and you're going to be like, oh, it's a 0/0. Yeah, because Earthbend says it's a 0/0. Good work. It's just a little weird. I think that it's a correct, cool card to print like this. It's just they also printed a bunch of animation in this set as well. So
Man, I
it's a
can't wait till
strange
someone does this wrong when I'm playing against Monarena for the first time.
They're
gonna be so sad.
They just spam good game at you,
yeah,
right?
yeah, for sure.
Yep.
I just bought the little emoji pack, and so I would just spam the sad face emoji, you know.
Yeah.
Next up is Fire Navy Trebuchet. 2 and a black for an artifact creature wall. It's an 0/4 with Defender and Reach. Whenever you attack, create a 2/1 colorless construct artifact creature token with flying named Ballistic Boulder that's tapped and attacking. Sacrifice that token at the beginning of the next end step.
I love this card.
Yeah, I love this card. This is like the best implementation of a thing that throws stuff at people that they've ever done, I think. The Fire Navy Trebuchet isn't going to be attacking because it's Defender. It's whenever you attack. So other creatures trigger this. So you'll probably like have a 2/2 or something, and then you play your Trebuchet, and then you attack with that creature.
Sick.
And it doesn't matter how many creatures you attack with. You get 1 boulder. And it's sacrificed at the beginning of the next end step. So you have it during your post-combat main phase if you, want to sacrifice it to something at sorcery speed. There may be a card or two like that in the set. Yeah.
I love it. Great.
Yep. And
This is going to go in my Panharmonicon deck so I can double my boulders.
this
Double your
is the
boulders.
least offensive use of Panharmonicon I've ever heard.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just like
Everyone's
the idea.
like, that's what you're doing?
They're like, oh, okay, I was
Okay.
scared, but not anymore.
Yeah, it's like, okay, whatever. You're just making boulders. Great. We can play some
so
fun magic.
silly. I made a trebuchet in high school. Anyway, Flopsie, Bumi's buddy,
makes
there
sense.
he
Yeah,
is. 4 green for a 4/4 ape goat. What a cutie. When he enters, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Each creature you control with power 4 or greater can't be blocked by more than one creature.
So I want to point out you missed that Flopsie's legendary.
Oh, yeah.
This card
of course.
may be your commander.
Of course.
And it is an 8 goat, despite having a name that sounds like a rabbit. Like, I read Flopsy and I think this is a rabbit's name.
That's how they get you, because look, there's a rabbit there, and that's what Aang thought. He thought that was Flopsy. But no, this was Flopsy.
I'm learning new things all the time.
Yeah.
This was Flopsy the whole time.
And so, yeah. So the thing with Flopsy, that second ability, each creature you control with power 4 or greater can't be blocked by more than one creature. This I like to call like reverse menace. Because the other thing is if you combine this with menace, it just makes the creature unblockable. So if you have like if you've got your hog apes and they've got their
hog
menace,
monkey, you mean?
And so
hog apes.
Yeah, if they've gotten menace, they'll be 4 power at that point, and they can't be blocked.
Great. I love this combo.
Yep. So just be aware, if Flopsy shows up and things get menace, you're in a lot of trouble. They're just going to punch through and club you to death. So, yep.
Oh, this next card is beautiful.
Yeah, it is Hei Bai, Spirit of Balance. Hybrid black-white, and 2. For a legendary creature bear spirit, it's a 3/3. Whenever Hei Bai enters or attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, put 2+1/+1 counters on Hei Bai. When Hei Bai leaves the battlefield, put its counters on target creature you control. Calling out again, this is not a reflexive trigger. If you're used to triggers where you pay a cost and then a second trigger gives you an effect, this is all one effect. If you let this resolve and you don't respond to it, they will sacrifice the thing and Hei Bai will get counters. All as part of one action. Yeah. So be aware, this is different than other similar counters outside the set and within the set. There are reflexive triggers in here as well. So, Invasion Submersible. This is blue and 2 for an artifact vehicle. When this vehicle enters, return up to 1. It's a 0/0, by the way. Sorry. When this vehicle enters, return up to 1 other target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Exhaust. Here's the other exhaust ability. Waterbend 3. So you can pay 3 mana or tap creatures or artifacts, including itself. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature. Put 3+1/+1 counters on it. And that is durationless. Mm-hmm. This is your boat is now a friend forever.
There's no.
It always was.
Yep. There's no crew cost.
There's no crew.
There's no crew
the
cost.
only way to crew it is to do this.
It looks kind of like crewing, but you can crew it with entirely mana or with itself.
That's wild. Actually.
Yeah,
I mean,
and it's also
crazy.
instant speed, so you could just like cast this on cast like a 1-drop, a 2-drop, and then cast this on 3 and pass, and then on their end step, tap all your permanents to crew to animate this.
Oh yeah,
like this card is very cool. Like it's going to surprise people a lot, I think, because of it looks like it should be an ability that is animating it for mana, and it doesn't cost mana at all. Like,
yeah, that's wild.
Yep.
Avatar's Wrath, some more sick art in the set here.
Yeah. Welcome to the rares.
2 white. I do. For a sorcery. Choose up to 1 target creature, then airbend all other creatures. Until your next turn, your opponents can't cast spell from anywhere other than their hands. Exile Avatar's Wrath. Sick.
Yeah. This targets a creature. If they kill the creature, they save themselves from the wrath of that avatar. If you really want to kill the creature, if you really want to airbend all of the creatures, don't pick a target.
Wow, because it says up to 1.
Up to 1 target.
Okay.
And so you can, despite...
If they have mana available...
consider just like...
Just airbend it.
Yeah, just airbend it.
You're going to be able to cast it for 2.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like
you're going to be fine.
Yeah, you'll be okay. It's fine. But just be aware that if they have a removal spell, they can block your wrath by killing your avatar. You know,
be careful.
That also won't exile it. If it fails to resolve, it'll go to your graveyard, and so you can try to figure out how to do the wrath later. But you're also probably in a bad way because
you're sad.
You needed a
you're
wrath
like really
and you
sad.
couldn't. So just think about it when you're casting the spell. It says up to for a reason to make you think.
Just think about it.
Day of Black Sun. This is black X for a sorcery. Each creature with mana value X or less loses all abilities until end of turn. Destroy those creatures.
Uh-oh.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. This cashes out lands. If you pay it for black, each creature with mana value X or less loses all abilities until end of turn and destroys those. They might be the only thing. You can wipe out all Earthbent lands for just black.
Can I say something? man, Earthbend, I mean, it's got to be real good because there's a lot of things that really can mess it up in this set.
They'll come back. That's the
well,
thing.
I know, but they'll be just lambs.
Yeah, they don't lose their ability, or they don't lose that trigger. Like I was saying, that like for the loss of abilities. But this is really cool that it's just like black,
kill
the Earthbend lands.
Under Earthbend. Like,
it's rare.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yep.
Yeah, it's sick.
I'm just wondering how eggs and baskety earthbending is going to be, but I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. And also the flavor text is weird relative to this. It says the solar eclipse robbed firebenders of their ability to firebend, giving Team Avatar an 8-minute window to storm the capital and defeat the Fire Lord. So this is about firebenders getting messed up, but it really messes up earthbenders more than firebenders.
Rude.
And so, yeah, it's just strange that it does that. Just be aware that you can just get all the lands for 0 because lands have a mana value of 0. So
yikes.
Next up is Firebender Ascension. This is 1 and a red for an enchantment. When this enchantment enters, create a 2/2 red soldier creature token with Firebending 1. Whenever a creature you control attacking causes... Whoa. Whenever a creature you control attacking causes a triggered ability of that creature to trigger, put a quest counter on this enchantment. Then if it has 4 or more quest counters on it, you may copy that ability. You may choose new targets for the copy.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, with my Trebuchet deck, let's go!
No, because that it would have to be attacking.
Oh, the Trebuchet would have to be?
Yeah, because this...
Oh,
so
you're
this
right.
This is the trick. This is a really mazy text.
Never mind.
It was very mazy.
Yeah, it's very mazy. It kind of says whenever... So firebending is a triggered ability on attacking on that creature.
Yeah.
This is kind of phrased to be when you attack with the firebender, put a counter on this. There's a lot of things that say when this attacks, do a thing. Or whenever a warrior attacks, do a thing, and it's a warrior. All of those trigger themselves. The other thing is if you play this and you have 4 creatures with abilities like this and attack with all 4, this will trigger 4 times because those triggered abilities triggered. All of those triggers go on the stack and the triggers from this go above that.
Oh, sick.
Each of these triggers correspond to one of the original triggers. So you need to stack the triggers from Firebender Ascension in such a way where the trigger that you want from Firebender Ascension that you want to have copied that turn is on the bottom of the stack, because it checks at the time it resolves how many counters it has ended up with. So the first one resolving will put 1 counter on this, and then it won't copy the thing that triggered it. And the second one puts a second counter and won't copy. Third one puts a third counter and won't copy. The fourth one puts a fourth counter and does copy.
Sick.
So
it is sick.
Yeah, you can cash this out immediately if you have 4 firebenders. And so if you have a firebender that has like firebending 2 or 3 or 4, that's the one that you want to copy. And so that's the one that you want to have the trigger from this that corresponds to that trigger be the last one to resolve. So it has to be on the bottom of the stack.
That's messed up.
Yeah, like the payoff on this is pretty cool. In practice, I think that like it's going to be very complicated to resolve in a real world scenario, because any deck that plays this probably has a lot of things that trigger this. The Fire Nation Drill. I kind of looked at the name before looking at the art, and I was like, okay, is this a fire drill? And I was like, it is a fire drill, but it's also a drill.
It's just a giant drill.
It's a drill in the sense of a drill, not in the sense of like a drill. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is Black 2. It's a legendary artifact vehicle. So this may be your commander. And it says it's 6/3. When the Fire Nation Drill enters, you may tap it. When you do, destroy target creature with power 4 or less. That trigger is a reflexive trigger. It enters the battlefield. That trigger goes in the stack. They can elect to have that resolve. That's fine. It becomes tapped. Then a second trigger goes in the stack, targeting a creature with power 4 or less. This is different than all the other triggers we've talked about like this, where you do the thing and then immediately get the result. This is kind of you paid the cost, and then there's a separate effect that can be responded to. Like I said, this is very annoying. It has one different word. And then it has 1 mana. Permanents your opponents control lose hexproof and indestructible until end of turn.
Burn this card alive.
Yeah, the Bogles player. What?
How dare.
And then it has crew 2, just because, somebody's got to get in the drill. So the thing with the permanents your opponents control lose hexproof and indestructible until end of turn, you will have to activate that. So When it enters, you'd activate it with that trigger on the stack. And I think that this is a reflexive trigger specifically so that you can get the second or the third ability to interact with the second ability. Because otherwise it would be one trigger that has a target when it goes in the stack. And then you couldn't target a hexproof thing.
Right.
But again, I think it's kind of stupid. Toph, Hardheaded Teacher. She is green-red 2 for a legendary creature, human warrior ally. She's a 3/4. When Toph enters, you may discard a card. If you do, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. This isn't a reflexive trigger. Goes in the stack. It targets a thing in the graveyard. If your opponent exiles it in response, you don't even get the choice to pay.
You can no longer discard card.
You can no longer discard your card. Your thing just fails to resolve. Okay. And then it says, whenever you cast a spell, Earthbend 1. If that spell is a lesson, put an additional +1/+1 counter on that land.
Nice.
And so it Earthbends but it Earthbends for a bonus for 2 instead of 1. It's just cool.
Agree.
Yeah.
Zhao, the Moonslayer. You would think that this kills Blood Moon. It does the opposite.
Yeah.
Zhao is red and 1 for a legendary creature, human soldier. He's a 2/2 with menace. Non-basic lands enter tapped. 7 mana. Put a Conqueror counter on Zhao. And as long as Zhao has a Conqueror counter on him, non-basic lands are mountains.
Get out of here.
And it reminds
Why you do this,
Yeah, they
wizards?
lose
Why you
all of
do
their land
this?
types and abilities and have tap, add red. So, yeah, this doesn't kill Blood Moon. It is
Blood Moon.
So the thing to note, those lands are mountains, but they are non-basic mountains. They will still enter tapped because
Rude.
yeah, Zhao doesn't
Worst
make them
of
basic.
every
Yeah.
world.
Yeah, it's the worst of all
Wow.
worlds. The guy is mean. He costs 9 mana to do this. Like, it's fine. I'm not.
That's true.
I actually think that this card is quite fair.
It's better than Blood Moon, I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
It dies.
Yeah, I'm pro Blood Moon and it as a player, but I also think that Blood Moon's rules need some really substantial overhauling because it's explaining Blood Moon to people is impossible. The lands lose abilities before the losing and gaining abilities layer. It does weird things. We don't care that much about it. Note that making them mountains, if they're earthbent, won't stop them from coming back from earthbending. There's a bunch of lands with strange abilities. Like there's one with vigilance. Mm-hmm. There's one with this land can't be blocked. Those abilities will be lost when they become mountains because they lose their abilities, but this doesn't interact with being a creature at all.
Gotcha.
If you Blood Moon things, so it'll still be creature, still be a 0/0, still +1/+1 counters on it. It'll just have lost other abilities that it had natively. If you gain abilities, those abilities just apply on top of this. Doesn't matter the order, doesn't matter anything else. So if you have something that says creatures you control gain vigilance, then this turns an earthbent land into a mountain. It gains vigilance on top of that. Doesn't matter the order, doesn't matter anything else.
Rob really slipped a conversation about layers in here.
Yeah. So layers.
Sneaky.
There are 7 layers, 2 of which have sub-layers. No.
Now we're just going to get into our 7-layer bar conversation again. That's the other trap.
Avatar Aang, red,
Avatar
green,
Aang,
white,
yes.
blue, legendary creature, human avatar ally, 4/4 at Mythic, flying, firebending 2. Whenever you waterbend, earthbend, firebend, or airbend, draw a card. Then, if you've done all 4 this turn, transform Avatar Aang.
Wild.
Yeah.
He becomes Aang, Master of Elements. Legendary creature, avatar ally, as a 6/6. Get big. Has flying. Spells you cast cost white, blue, black, red, green. Less to cast. And then it reminds you helpfully, because they've never done this before, this can reduce generic costs. And at the beginning of each upkeep, you may transform Aang, Master of Elements. If you do, you gain 4 life, draw 4 cards, put 4 +1/+1 counters on him, and he deals 4 damage to each opponent.
Unbelievable.
Beautiful.
So I specifically want to talk about that thing on the back.
Yeah, that's wild.
Where spells cost colored mana less and it reduces generic costs. Every time they've done this in the past, except for There's one random blue creature that reduces blue costs. They've always added as part of that ability, this effect cannot reduce generic costs. Morph on the Boundless, Edgewalker, Joda the Unifier. No, he's got the Fist.
Avatar Aang says, life is different now.
Aang just says, you know what? You gave all those abilities to try to restrain them. I don't do that restraint thing when I become the master of elements. So you get to just play things for largely free a lot of the time.
Wow.
It's very good.
Can't wait to do
really
this on the
appreciate
weekend.
the flavor text and then like the reminder that he's a 6/6 on the back. Make it so that it says, when the world needed him most, the 6/6 avatar returned.
It does.
It really does.
That's great. Thanks, Wizards.
The 6/6 avatar returned.
I love that.
They could have moved the onto the next line, right?
Yeah,
and given
they
more
could
space.
have,
but it's so much
arguably
better
really
It
this
is
way.
very funny this way.
This is
I
better.
doubt they did it on purpose, but
Great.
that is the best flavor text. That's really good.
I love when they said that in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 6/6 avatar
The 6/6
returned.
avatar returned.
Oh,
This one's spooky,
Yeah.
Megan.
Yes, it is. Ko the Face Stealer, 4 black for a legendary creature shapeshifter spirit, a 6/6. Well, speaking of the 6/6 returns.
Oh, yeah.
When Ko enters, exile up to one other target creature. Whenever another non-token creature dies, you may exile it, pay 1 life, choose a creature card, exile with Ko. Ko has all activated and triggered abilities of the last chosen card. Okay.
yeah. I added this to this list before they banned VV in Standard. Every single everything everywhere when this card was spoiled was like, hey, if I target VV a second time, do I get a new instance of the VV ability? And my current answer is, it doesn't matter because you won't be doing it.
Because you
Banned.
can't do that and you're a monster.
Yeah, you're not going to do that in Standard. The answer from Matt Tabak on Blue Sky about this is that he will receive the same instance of the ability, and it doesn't reset. So if you did have a VV and a Ko, and VV was exiled by Ko, you would not be able to pay a life to get a new instance of the VV ability. It's the same instance because it's coming from the same card.
So quit trying, you monster.
Yeah, and you can't flip back and forth either per Tabak's answer. You can't, if you had VV and a Grizzly Bear, you can't pick VV, then pick Grizzly Bear, pick VV. You're getting the same ability again, and so it's not duplicated. So you can't.
Tabak says, try again, you evil monster.
Also relevant for like exhaust in this set. If you gain an exhaust ability again, it's the same exhaust ability, so you can't exhaust it a second time.
Good to know. Because I'm going to be stealing some faces, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of your hog apes.
Hog Monkey,
Hog
Rob.
monkey. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to get it wrong
all
every
right.
time.
We have one last card here.
Yeah. It's the Planetarium of Wen Shi Tong. It's a 6-mana legendary artifact. It has 1 tap scry 2. And whenever you scry or surveil, look at the top card of your library. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Do this only once each turn. So that is a triggered ability. It happens after you scry or surveil. So you get to look at the scry or surveil cards, decide that you want to put one on the bottom, one on the top, say, with the scry 2 on this, and then you look at the top card of your library again. And then you may reveal it. It's relevant because if you hate both of them and you put them on the bottom, you can look at the next card and say, nah, I'm not going to cast this card. I'm just going to leave it there. Because it's a land and I can't cast it. It turns out I missed. But it's a trigger that happens after you do that. So it's you do the thing, and then you get the trigger that lets you do a free thing.
Love it. Excited to play this card. Well, Rob, there's a look at all the sets. Thank you so much for going through all of this
Yeah,
with
you're
us.
welcome.
It looks like a great set. I said it last week. It feels like a Magic set. It doesn't
Yes.
necessarily feel Universes Beyond to me, which is, I think,
Yep.
very cool. And Tyler, who's not on the episode with us this week, but it's because Rob is here and we don't have 4 seats.
We could have cuddled. Like, I have Tyler
Very,
right here.
very
Yeah.
cuddly, especially with
I
if
was
we
going to
had
say, no one gets to
Appa
share the
over
chair
here.
with me.
No, you have Appa. Appa's sharing that.
That's true.
that chair.
Appa is here with me.
But
Yeah.
he did say that the scuttlebutt with drafters is that this set looks very good for draft right out of the gate. So that makes me very excited as well.
Yeah.
My
fingers
read
crossed.
on the set is this is kind of what I want Universes Beyond to be. This doesn't feel out of place as a Magic set. It has its own distinctive art style, which I don't mind. Edge of Eternities also did that, where it had a very distinctive, clean art style that said this is from this set. Same with Bloomborough.
Yep.
They had a this is what's going on here art. Great. Don't mind that. And it feels exactly like a Magic set. It refers to old Magic mechanics. It ties back into the universe. It looks like it's competently executed. And I'm fine with them having some misses where they tried a thing like Murders. Murders was a miss in a limited format.
Yeah.
But they were trying a thing.
Yeah.
That's fine. And I'm fine with doing that with Universes Beyond as well. This is kind of like, it's got cool cards. It's got things that do unique things. I think that Final Fantasy and Avatar, I'm not actively unhappy at them as Universes Beyond sets.
Yeah.
I think they're good.
So let's move on to cutest card and grossest card. Megan, do you want to pick grossest first?
Let me tell you, there's no grossest card. It's all great. Love it all.
I was like, maybe you know one already because you've like been in the show, and so you're like ready
Nothing
to
gross.
go. Holy cow. This is the first time.
No, this is the second time.
What was the other time?
No, I ended up picking one. The last time that they thought there wasn't one, it was the Spider-Man one.
Oh, yeah,
And
but then there
they
was
were
like,
you were like,
Rob.
what about this
Oh,
room?
yeah. I was like, what about this one?
What
a
about
whole
this
room
one where
composed of
everything actually
spiders?
is made of spiders? And I was like, never mind, it's that one.
Yeah.
Never mind, it's that one. This
that
one,
was
there's nothing
awful.
made of spiders, so
Yeah.
we're good.
Wow,
It's all cute. I
incredible.
love Avatar.
Yeah, there are tons of cute cards in this set. I could have chosen, quite frankly, any number of them, but there was one that stood out. I'm not going to say a head and tail. Oh, I suppose I could say head and tail above the other ones. Head and flippers above all the other cutest cards, and that is Otter Penguin. Congratulations, Otter Penguin. You are the cutest card in this set. This little guy is going on a sledding trip down the hill,
Yes.
and it helped that I have seen the episode in which the Otter Penguins were slipping, sliding around, and they were cute then. I didn't understand why they had 4 arms, but I now guess that that's like a part of the Avatar's lore, that animals are combined. So now I understand that part of it. And they're just so cute. In this card, they're dancing around too, which is really cute. And there's one slide in the background that's like, wee! And the other ones are like, what's up? You're going great sliding. And this one in the front is like, hi, did you check out that slide I just did? So all around, they're having a fabulous time, slip sliding, and they're just so cute. So they're going to win this time
You don't
around.
even need a job. They just get to have fun.
Yeah, they're just having fun. I mean, the Beetle was very, very cute, Rob. It had a great job. But the Otter Penguins are so joyful,
Very cute.
that they just have to win.
I have a hard time conceiving of a grossest card in this art style, you know?
Exactly.
The only one I could think of was that's Face Stealer.
No, but
No,
that's
there's a-
creepy. That's not
Yeah,
gross.
yeah.
Yeah,
you're
there
right.
like because there's a like a croca thing. Let me
But even that's
Scroll back
cute,
up to it.
honestly. That guy's cute too.
no.
I'm
The
scared
one
of
that
the
I'm
Face
thinking
Stealer.
of is Canyon Crawler.
Oh yeah, even that one I think is
He's
cute.
kind of cute. He's got a little derp
Exactly.
to him.
He's honestly the canyon
Right.
crawler's kind of cute.
Right, but he's like the closest that I can see.
exactly.
You know, there's things that are sad. There's like Swamp Snare Trap or Heart.
Y'all don't even
No,
know
that's
about
sad.
sad yet.
Don't
Right.
even. I'm
Y'all
gonna
don't
be.
even know about sad.
I know it's gonna be like a Treyu, and I just am not ready for it.
Y'all don't even know.
You ever think that a Treyu has lived a lot longer than a normal horse would because how he lives in our heads?
Same with Wishbone, Rob. Think about Wishbone. Wishbone lives on in our hearts longer than any Jack Russell Terrier in the history of the world.
Yep.
Thank
Never
you.
thought about it,
This
but
is a,
you're so
this is a
right.
classic good luck high five topic.
Wow. Oh my God.
We're going to take a moment to thank the sponsors of this show. Thank you first to Card Kingdom, cardkingdom.com/GLHF, the #1 place to go for all of your Magic needs.
You can pre-order Avatar: The Last Airbender sealed product, or you can order singles right now from Card Kingdom as well. Anything that you might be interested in. The Walls of Ba Sing Se is trending currently, which is of interest
You're
to
very
someone like
excited.
me. I mean, like, excuse me, can I please make a dumb commander wall deck with a 0/30 and play it? Is it?
Yeah.
Will it work?
Of course.
Will it work?
Oh, I think it's going to work.
Is my question.
oh, it's gonna work.
All my other permanents I control have indestructible.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's a big boy.
That's a large lad, but it's colorless.
Yeah,
So like
that's true. You won't
I'm
have as
kind
many
of
options.
Restricted, unless I were to play this like in an Arcades deck or whatever.
Yeah, it would. You could put it into another deck, but if you
Yes.
want it to be your commander,
This wall.
you're gonna have to get really inventive.
Okay, well,
That's not to say it can't be done. That's what Card Kingdom and Dreams are made of.
that's so true.
Card Kingdom, it's what dreams are made of. Four. It's what dreams are made for.
Also, check out our other sponsor, Dragon Shield. You can find them, a link to them in the show notes or underneath this video.
They've got some great sleeves coming up.
Oh, yeah.
They have Santa being shocked by a dragon.
Something I've often dreamed about.
Yes, bursting out of a snowman.
You can also get the playmat of that, by
Yeah,
the way.
it's great.
To match the sleeves.
Or they also have Fire Horse, 2026 Year of the Fire Horse, which is a sick Fire Horse and Fire Dragon.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's really great.
Wow, imagine being born in the year of the Fire Horse.
Yeah. And of course, they now have their partnership with Wizards of the Coast. They have some really beautiful sleeves, also with magic art on them. So, whatever your heart desires. Do you want a dragon busting out of a snowman? They got you. Do you want a fire horse? They got you. Do you just want the nice art of marsh flats? They got you.
Do you
Dragon
want
Shield.
a card that went to space? They released a video of it, by the way.
Whoa.
And I'm going to say, I say video, it's more of a documentary of them sending this card into space.
Amazing.
They, like, we talked about this last week, they partnered with Beckett, the card rating service, and they blasted a Pokemon card into outer space, and they brought it back down and found it and took it in to get graded, and it got graded 10 in perfect condition.
Incredible.
So,
love it.
Dragon Sales is not messing around when it
Yeah.
comes to protecting your cards.
Incredible.
Well, everyone, that's this episode of Good Luck High Five. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you again to Judge Rob for hanging out with us on this episode and giving us all the information that we needed for our pre-release this weekend. Thank you to Dragon Shield, Card Kingdom, and everyone who's a patron over on patreon.com/GLHF Magic. You make the magic that makes our magic happen.
You make the magic that magic makes magic.
Yeah, I mean, wow, what a way to say it, but it couldn't have been clearer, I think, coming from anybody else.
All right. Oppa me, daddy.
All right, here you go. Ugh.